I have firstly a question which I know is not Laurent's area of expertise, but which I think is an important question for an Irish audience, which is I would like to question him on the issue of mandatory hotel quarantines that have been recently introduced into Ireland a year into the pandemic. But this week, the Attorney General issued advice to the effect that quarantining EU incoming travellers from EU member states would potentially be contrary to European law on the free movement of people. So I just wanted to just ask him on a preliminary question, unrelated to what we'll talk about later on that issue.
Yes, Frank, not a problem. As you said, this is not something I'm really paying close attention to. What I can tell you, as someone who has taught, in fact, benefited from EU free movement law for many years myself, until Brexit, that is, in the UK, technically, it has always been possible for national authorities to restrict EU free movement rights on a number of grounds, such as public health. But EU law does normally prohibit collective measures. So you can only restrict on a number of grounds the exercise of EU free movement law on a case-by-case basis. And you must always comply with the principle of proportionality. So you cannot impose disproportionate measures in the name of public health. You have to have compelling reasons, and you have to demonstrate them on a case-by-case basis. Now, I'm not familiar with the measures or the new measures contemplated by the Irish government you have mentioned. What I can tell you is that it's fine normally under EU law, let's say, for instance, to impose a medical examination or require a test on a case-by-case basis, but without knowing the details of the legislation, any general policy of quarantining EU citizens or more generally EU residents, regardless of citizenship, in my view, would not be compatible with EU law as I understand it. But then I would need to see the details of what is being contemplated in Ireland. What I can tell you normally is public health can only be used as a ground of derogation for individual cases, not for the blanket prohibition on arrivals from other EU countries. I don't think, based on what you have described, the European Commission would let it fly. So potentially then Ireland could see himself being sued, even though I think politically speaking, the Commission would rather avoid this. I'm not familiar of any EU countries, but maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, which is essentially preventing residents in the EU from traveling as a collectively speaking, and essentially imposing on EU residents trying to get to another EU country a mandatory hotel quarantine, but I could be wrong. So you would need to consult experts who are closely following this file. Myself, I'm more preoccupied with what I have called in my scholarship rule of law backsliding, which is another, I'm afraid, depressing topic of discussion.